Yes, good morning to you, Arnold Segawa. Here in Ntinda, it's bright and sunny down here in Ntinda. But we know that for many businesses, many people are still under lockdown because some businesses, especially those who are working in arcades in Kampala, those who are saloon operators, those who are phone dealers, are still facing the wrath of the lockdown. And today, I want to be speaking to Mr. Haruna Sentongo. He is the proprietor or CEO for Haruna Enterprises. This is one of the businessmen in Kampala who are owning plots of land, who are owning arcades, towers and malls, as well as markets. He is not the spokesperson of the landlords, but at least his experience in this lockdown can give a picture of what is happening to many of the landlords and the issues that are concerning the traders, the arcade owners and arcade dealers, those who are in the arcades. They can get experience from him. And since we've been speaking to the business community downtown Kampala in the previous weeks, now I'm going to be speaking to Mr. Haruna Sentongo. Good morning to you, Haruna.
Good morning, sir.
How are you today?
I'm very fine. Everything is okay. Accordingly.
Yes, Haruna, you one of the landlords in Kampala. Many people wake up every morning to come to your arcades and malls and towers to do some business. But today, many people, after more than 3 months, some people who come to your arcades, who come to your towers, are not able because we are in the lockdown. First of all, from your own experience, how has this lockdown affected you?
The lockdown has affected almost all sectors of the economy. It has affected all businesses, including banks, our business, landlord business, the tenants. Everyone has actually been affected. But mostly, what I would recommend is that now, like right now, the situation right now is that among the tenants that we have schools, we have saloons. Now, all these people are actually not allowed to operate. Now, like we have schools who are renting. Schools were closed. We have saloons. They're not allowed to operate. So if we continue as landlords to demand tenants this money, yet they're actually not open and they're not actually being allowed to open, I think it's this thing is affecting everyone. That's all I can say.
And this is exactly the cry from these tenants who are in thousands and thousands across Kampala, who are renting from your premises, and this is their cry. You as the landlords, are you ready to forego these 3 months of rent? Are you going to continue collecting this rent from these tenants?
In my own personal opinion, that decision has to be made by every landlord individually, because for me, in my own personal opinion, I would think that these tenants right now do not have actually the money to actually pay those arrears. So right now we should regroup and try to regrow, both of us, the tenants and the landlords. Because now if you insist on demanding these 3 months of rent from these tenants, these people have been home, they've not been working. Now, like in the retail business of importing clothes, import stopped some time back. The effects of COVID-19 started like 2 months before the lockdown came. Now when the lockdown came, it was only a pushover. We already over the cliff. So the thing is that we should be understanding as landlords. We should waive off some of... Actually, the government of Uganda has already given us benefit. The government of Uganda ordered all banks to restructure all loans. And with the restructures, the government ordered all banks that the borrowers have to come in and consent to the restructures that have been made. It means that there's a negotiation between the borrowers and the banks, which government has actually provided a table for them to talk and find a way of accommodating the situation. So with that said, I think the government has done its part. Now it's between the banks and the landlords. Now the banks have to be understanding this position, that people are not working. There's no more income. Right now, we have to be able to pass on what is given from the government to us, to the tenants. Now, the only problem there is that maybe the banks will not be cooperative with that, but mainly the government has already done it.
As you try to settle that between you, the landlords, and the banks, there are also tenants who are also crying over the loans that they took just to stock their commodities or merchandise in your arcades. But remember that many of them are just maybe a single tenant. It doesn't have that voice as a tenant. But for you, as landlords, because you pay a lot of tax to the government, maybe you have a bigger voice. But away from that, let's talk about last Friday. We saw the Minister for Kampala Affairs, Betty Amongi, together with the Trade Minister, Amelia Chambade, and the advisor to the President, Dr. Monica Musenero, and other officials, touring in Kampala. They were trying to see that they ease the lockdown, to see maybe they begin with the reopening of the arcades. They began with Mutasa Kafero and Parker View. What exactly do you want as landlords to be done to make sure that we see the reopening of businesses downtown Kampala?
Government has already given us guidelines. They've already given them to all landlords of how to operate, how to make sure that there is personal space for safety in these times of COVID-19. Government has already given us guidelines, and we're actually able, and we're actually more than cooperative to follow the guidelines, because most of the landlords want the arcades open, because everyone is desperate at this situation. Everyone, not just the tenants, not just the banks, but everyone is desperate at this stage. So we are all ready to comply and do whatever is necessary so the arcades can actually be open.
During the inspection, the bigger issue was that they wanted to look at the ventilation, the sanitary facilities, to see that there is running water. Some of these arcades, cases has complained before that they will not meet the required standards. Some of them don't have running water. Some of them are too squeezed. There are so many people congested in one single room. How are you going to deal with this? Because I know your brother Ham Chigondo has also many kids, many shopping malls downtown, and so many other people, a business community. How are you going to make sure that, yes, these SOPs, standard operating procedures, are put into place so that, yes, business resumes as it used to be?
That comes down to compliance, because limits have been set by government, like you've said, the SOPs. Now, we already know what the SOPs here, the distances, the regulations, how many people are supposed to be in an arcade, how many people are supposed to be in a single shop. So it all comes down to management of the building and the security. Now, the issue of hygiene, I do agree with you. Some of these buildings downtown are not in the best way to accommodate, but everyone is doing their best at this time. We are all improving. We are all setting up new security measures, and we are all setting up new, better systems to comply with the current situations right now.
Yes, I know that will also come with an impact on, in a way it will affect many of the tenants, because the government says some of the tenants have to move from the rooms because they've seen some arcades having, some rooms having more than 4 tenants. How are you going to make sure that this is also put in place? Because I don't see someone is already ready to pay you the money for rent, and then you have to tell him or her that, you know what, you have to vacate the premises. So how are you going to make sure that you convince these tenants who are ready to pay? It's not something that is easy for you.
Now, it all comes down to safety, and safety is everything. Right now, you have to put your life first. So I think some of these things, some of these luxuries have to be foregone for the betterment of everyone. I think all these things have to be set aside, because now you cannot put money prior to your own life. Even the tenant himself, they also want their life. So when you explain something now like the SOPs, everyone, I think, will be able to comply and understand the situation. That indeed this is for safety. Let us first forego. And most importantly, usually when people come into the buildings, they come in plenty. There's no controlled access. But right now, with the SOPs that have been set, there's controlled access. How many people are supposed to be in an arcade? How many people are supposed to move around in an arcade? All these were set already by the government that we are supposed to follow. So that issue is actually mostly handled under the SOPs.
Okay. Ekibuzo kino nyala nkikubuuze mu Luganda kubanga mmanyi abantu bange bempitamu nga nfeffeta ekibuga abamu ku bo olulimi Olungereza luno lubaka lubi okutegeera obulungi. Njagala okutunule mu kamera eyo oyogereko n'abasuubuzi abamu abali wansi ababiri mu Aruna Towers ebizimbe ebimu mu kibuga Kampala ebibamwe bannaggaga abayina ebizimbe bino. Njagala babuulire bano abasuubuzi abapangisa kiki mugenda okubanga mukola mwenga balandiroodi ddala ku nsonga yokubanga balina okukaaba kwabwe okuba nti mubagumiikirizaako mu byokusasula ensimbi z'obupangisa kiki mugenda okubanga mukola kiki mugamba gavumenti mu mbeera eno okulaba nga bizinesi ddamu bulungi tuna mu kamera obeeko kyobagamba.
Abantu abapangisa kyenyinza okubagamba kiri nti tulina okukwataganira awamu ffe nga balandiroodi nammwe ng'abapangisa kubanga saawa eno mbadde temukola okumala emyezi emeka 3 ezo arrears ez'emyezi 3 n'omwezi ogumu omutukola ki gumulema okusasula ate kasita omuteekako emyezi 3 ebiseera ebisinga abapangisa nzibendabye apangisa bangi badduse mu bizimbe mu kino ekiseera kuba abakubira amasimu ne bagamba bagenda nobagamba mbaleke bagende naye ate ne gye bagenda ebintu babitwala waka kakati zikinali badde nteesa abapangisa bali badde basooka ne balekerawo kupanikinga okujja ebintu mu maduuka
abamu balabi babitundira mu bootu abamu babitundira waka batandise okuva mu bizimbe bino
bali badde basooka ne balindako okubeera nga bajja ebintu mu maduuka kubanga ffe ba Landlord naffe embeera tukola ki tugiraba neera embeera tugitegeera ekola ki egenda mu maaso neera ba Landlord bangi nnyo nga nange mwendi basonyiye abantu ki rent ow'emyezi egyemeka 3 ku bizimbe ebimu oba ebiki oba ebirala kuba tosobola kusonyiwa bizimbe byonna byonna oyinza okusonyiwako ebimu naye ate ebirala nga tosobola ki nga tosobola naye ngaekikusinga okubeera ekikulu kiri nti tulina okukwataganira awamu.
Okay, twogere ku bizimbe ebibyo tulina Haruna Towers Wandegeya waliwo kino ekyewana Ntinda tulina Nakayiza market tulina Sagawa market ebizimbe nga bino ogenda kufuba otya okulaba nga nawe bakyakulabirako mu kussa mu nkola amateeka gano agateekeddwa gavumenti nekyogamba gavumenti mu mbeera eno gye tulimu batumaliza
twatandika dde okukikola ekyo twateekawo spaces abantu balina okubeera nga batambuliramu ne tuteekawo sanitization buli wamu ne tutereeza toyi ne tubeera nga tucontrolling access mu maduuka ebintu bino ebisinga twabitandika dda kubanga naffe ng'abantu obulamu tukola ki tuwaagala naye kati ekisinga okubeera ekikulu gavumenti bwebanga egenda kuggulawo ekibuga ngenda kuggulawo amaduuka gonna kino ekintu kirina okubeera nga kigobererwa n'okubeera nga tuteekawo strict measures okubeera nga buli kimu ekyogeddwa ku lupapula kiteekebwa mu nkola ku ground.
Okay, webale nnyo Haruna Sentongo. He's the proprietor for Haruna Enterprises that owns and manages many real estate businesses in Kampala, Haruna Towers, Haruna Malls and markets in Kampala. This is Morning at 10 TV. Stephen in middle of Fefes Chibuga and Kuzayo studios because Arnold Sega is there. But for now, first go for a short commercial break and then Arnold Sega will be back with more interesting conversations here on Morning at 10 TV. Have a blessed Monday.